received some comments about the eyes of my model on Flickr, and I told someone, well, I can do a tutorial. So they asked me, why don't you do a tutorial? So here's a tutorial about fixing up the image, and you see one of the image I'll be posting soon on Flickr. This is straight out of the camera, the raw preview. I'm using Adobe Photoshop CS4, by the way, and basically all I do in raw for now is checking if my lights are fine. You can see the white triangle over here stating that I've got some underexposure, and as you can see over here in blue, that's in the background, and that's because my my strobes didn't make it. I got one speed light post over here, and I've got one over here, and this is my main light, as you can see by the shadows it's casting over here. But that's fine. The rest of the light is fine. Don't bother too much about the background, just a natural background in the woods. I see, by the way, that I've got some room left in the light, so I can expose a little bit more, not too much. There I go, nice and bright. So I open the image and start working with it. Now there are a couple of things I usually do when I work on an image. Okay, here I've got the image. First things first, let's make a copy of this layer. There I go. And now let's start with first things is the image size. Put a resolution of 300. Always nice if I want to have it on print. As you can see, it's a bit bigger. Oh, so on MSN. View on screen. Fit on screen. There we go. Now the crop might be changed just a little bit. I use a fixed ratio, width of 3 and height of 2, just some ordinary settings, and I just might see if I can crop it a bit more like this, which is a much better crop, I think. Move it a bit over here. Try to use the rules of thirds. Almost there, almost. So it's image crop. Okay, the image I'll work with. View of it on screen, just to make sure I've got the maximum amount. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Image adjustments. Let's start with the levels. It's still a bit, so a little bit more light. Image, I just always add some contrast. Let's start the contrast by 4. There we go. Okay. Oh, sorry about the cold. I like the image, color is nice. I'm gonna do a low-mo. I've got an action to do a low-mo. They'll be the finished product, but first I have to do the eyes. So I'll make a selection again. Make sure it's a normal selection, and just select the eyes. Here we go. Now put this selection on a new layer. I've got the layers over here. It's Ctrl J, like Ctrl Juliet, and I've got it on the got a selection over here, only the eyes. You see, there we go. Okay, zoom in on the eyes now, because we're going to do some detailed work on the eyes. The eyes are nice and bright, so that just shows that the white balance is fine in the image. Okay, here we go. Small trick. Let's start with the dodge tool. Make sure, and I hope you can see my cursor because it's not working. Basically, the size of the cursor should be. I've got a sneeze coming up. Yeah, almost done. Yeah, the size should be the size of the iris of the eyes you're working on. It's a bit too small, so I increase it to about 22. Hardness is 0, so I've got some smooth edges, and I'm using it again, and that's the nice size. So I'll go over the iris one time, and I make sure I'm not hitting the skin tones. There we go. Brightening up the eye, and I move over here, do the other one as well. There we go. One time over the iris, and I hope you can see this. There we go. Now, just check, see what happened to the eyes, and I can do this by switching off and on, so it brightened up the eyes. Now I want to emphasize on the edges of the iris, so I'm using the burn tool, and I can increase it just a little bit more, so it's gonna be 7 pixels, 7, so it should be just wide enough to work on the edges. And use your burn tool, or Dutch, is it the Dutch or always it's the burn tool, yeah. And one quick stroke, and one quick stroke over here. There you go. And do the same over here, just on the edge of the pupil, the iris, sorry. There we go. Let's see how that improved. Original, new eyes. Okay, next trick, Control T from Tango, so Control T, and that's the transform, you can see it. And I just increase the size of the eyes by 103, and do the same over here, 103. Hit enter twice, 1, 2, there we go. What happened is that I increased the size of what I selected, and as you can see over here, we've got a horrible edge. We don't want that, we only want to increase the size of the eyes. So there's a neat, you can see the difference, it's horrible. So what we do next is add a layer mask by clicking on this button over here. Click it once, Control I, like Control India. It's inverse, and you see that it turns back, and we see only what's not on the mask. So we have to change the mask, and we can do that by painting in white on the mask. So take the brush, make sure it's white, take a decent size brush, and just paint over the eye, not too much. So you take the eye, and it shows only what's underneath the white that I'm painting. You don't actually see the white, but you can see it on the mask. And there we go. And if I move the image over a little bit, you can see we've got one bright eye and one dark eye. Now that's scary, so I don't like that. So I have to change this one as well. Here we go. And this works on all color eyes. So brown eyes or blue eyes. Here we go again. That's it. Okay, almost done. Now let's see how that improved. I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. Wow, look at those eyes. Much better, eh? So it's view fit on screen. Sorry about the cold. Switch it off, see the original. Much darker, and this is nice and white and bright. Okay. So I'm gonna finishing up this picture. You can save this PSD file, by the way, but I'm finishing up. So layer mask merge visible. There we go. One image. I've got an action, changing it, putting it a little low-mo, just to make sure that it works fine. And just image duplicate. Okay. So I'll work on a copy of the image. This is the original. This is a copy. I run this action, and there are obviously many actions around, but I like this one. Look at the eyes, real nice, huh? Okay, I like the colors of this one. Nice, bit vintage effect, but it works in this image. It doesn't work on all the images, and I've got several actions for black and white and stuff like that, dream, blur, and whatever. But this one's nice, and I'll finish it up, size it a little bit, and then put it on Flickr. I'll add this tutorial as well. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want some more, just let me know. Send me an email over Flickr, or leave me a message on my website. It's www.photoarnout.nl. So find me there, leave a message, and I'll do some more tutorials if you want to. Finishing up this one, so let's stop this recording, and let me know what you think about it. Thanks for your attention, and bye bye.